What is up, YouTube? This is your girl, Killer Rose. Okay, so my other video, it's gonna be another one because this one is just my opinion. It's basically me saying that I believe billionaires should exist. It's stupid that it's not, that people don't think so. And the reason why I say this is because I feel like there's other people that that just are so upset that our politicians screw us over. And I mean, imagine the amount of power and money and funds that can make life easier for the Americans. They have the power to do it, but they don't want to do it. They are prioritizing other illegal immigrants, and it sucks, but it's true. They showed it, in the court, in the, in Washington D.C., and they showed it from in front of all of us, live TV, that they are not for the American. And sorry guys, I just woke up. Obviously I haven't combed my hair, but it's insane. But I feel like billionaires should exist. Why? Because they worked just like all of us from the bottom up. And it's crazy, but it's true. Though, I mean, people are so insanely stupid. I mean, I only found 2 companies that's probably in the, well, it's not probably, it's in the food chain, and they're worth billions of dollars. But why? Because the people like their food, obviously, and it worked out for them. And guess what? They expanded locations. And what happens if you expand locations and people want more of the locations? Well, they're gonna make more money and profit out of it. It's so weird how people have the misconception of being a billionaire. And just like a millionaire, you end up saving and you end up expanding your business. And I have pressure that both my aunts want me to have my own business. So it's insane. I'm just putting it out there. So regarding to that, I'm just saying that, and I'm gonna get into it, that two food chains that I just got to list up, like, okay, like Panda and Cane's. Okay, yes, Panda Express is is $1 billion network company. So that person, the CEO who owns Panda, they're worth billions of dollars. Same with Cane's. We all know that we like their chicken, and they're absolutely amazing cane sauce and French fries. And yes, coming from a Gordo, okay, that means fatty, and it's a joke, obviously, but there's just 2 major company that I just listed in a span of 1 to 2 days, just by looking and researching, and think, okay, well, if people think that billionaires shouldn't exist, what type of billionaires are we talking about? Because there's so many, and it's, there's, like, besides the food chain, okay, that a lot of people don't realize what they're talking about until they list off the people or the actual company and say, okay, are they worth billions or millions of dollars? And it seems like people, they're obviously not only just they're after billionaires, but they're also after millionaires. And that's That's what I'm saying. I'm just, it's insane. People want to become rich, but nobody wants other people to become rich. It's so weird. And imagine you work so hard on a product, or on a food chain, that it became a major success. Me, I'm just trying to figure out what could I do in order to just stop working at a warehouse. And yeah, it's so gruesome, guys, especially if you've done it like, I say, a majority of your adult life. It's terrible, but that's just what it is. For me, I mean, I'm kind of like scared going back to school. Why? Because for one, it's expensive, but two, I can't stand having politics thrown in my face consistently, right? In order to pass a grade, and to fear that if I don't agree with that opinion, that I would suffer the consequences. Basically, they'll fail me. Why? Because they don't like what my views are. And, like, imagine you're studying math. That's what I would want to do. Why? Because I want to help people and their money. And, or if not, then some other direction. It really depends on what I want to do. But I do want to help people, and I do want to show that there is a way, and there is a way for anyone. You could be just out in the middle of nowhere, and you could turn that into a place where you feel like, okay, this is home. This is what I like to do. Even though I'm in the middle of nowhere, I need work, and that's it. Or you could be like, I want to live in a city, but I want to be able to own a house, or just own a building in general. You could actually, for me, it would be a dream if you can live inside of a building, of an apartment complex that you own, but you live in that said apartment complex. It would be so weird, but it would be such a genius move if you can do that. But like I said, people need just to play their cards right. For me, I really don't know what I want to do. I just want to be able to do it without me having to think about it, And it's so weird, but it's so true. And that's just my opinion. I believe that it's so dumb how people can do and say things like this. It's so dumb how people say that billionaires should not exist. You idiots. And I'm not talking about you, my subscribers, okay? I'm not talking about y'all, alright? I'm talking about people who would say stuff like this but don't know or don't want to earn or even try to earn their own money. And it's so weird, and it's just so crazy. And these are just one of those companies, guys. I'm talking about a whole market like space that's out there that are worth billions of dollars. Okay, we, including Fatty over here, is a problem. Okay, and I'm just saying that we consume. We take our little tiniest car, our tiniest little bicycle, and I'm being sarcastic, yes. And we go over there and we order the biggest plate, okay? You can eat, either if it's a small plate, big plate, it doesn't matter. Guess what? People are there and it's a long line. It's a Friday. And guess what? People are hungry and they want either chicken or Chinese, okay? They don't care. They want their Dr. Pepper on the side, and if they have root there, then good. you would want that set size. It's so weird. And people consume and want, sometimes they go to even locations depending on where they are. And I didn't know Panda Express have a location in McDonald's. I didn't. And I was, being a fatty, I'm like, okay, well, I really want to know exactly what it is, what it tastes like over there in Mexico. And I'm like, well, they do have a location in Japan. I've never been to Japan or South Korea. So I'm like, I wonder if it tastes different over there. And I'm not sure about Cane's because I haven't done my research and see what their locations are. But most definitely Panda Express. And I'm like, I don't know. It's so weird. I wonder if it tastes different or if it does taste the same or it does taste different and I was right. But I'm like, okay. But guys, it's so simple, but these people are making it so hard. Okay? Vote on the people who matters. And people are arguing, well, Rose, you know this. They try to basically trying to jet the votes, You know what would be nice? Is to make that illegal. So no other president could have that option to say, you know what, the people's vote doesn't matter. Let's just try to, make this person look bad and this and that. We'll just give them a harder time and we won't let them debate, and instead we'll just let them debate us and we'll just distract them and try to make them mess up. And it's so weird. And trust me, yes, Donald Trump had that issue. And the Russian hoax, what was it? Who was the one that made that hoax? I seriously, if I had the opportunity and if I was no, I hate that. I wouldn't want to become president. Probably want to represent my state, but it's the most craziest stuff that they can't even have like grounds to have a fair fight, a fair way of saying, you know what, guys, it's so stupid. You would be so upset how much money they blow and to argue that billionaires should not exist. Instead of protesting Monday through Sunday, how about get a job? Get a job, save some money. If you want, get a second job. You could get a part-time first, full-time second, and just work, okay? And you know what? It's really, really not that hard to get into the military, or just, I don't know. I would say go to the military, get a school that you want. Let the government handle your school. And then go to school, become something that you really want, and then just freaking figure it out and say, okay, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And if that's not the answer, then change it. And it's so weird, but I didn't done it, but I haven't done the thing that I wanted to do. And yes, guys, I was gonna go to the military. I was, but I backed out and I was a chicken. And not only that, but I was a Gordo. I was fat. I was not in shape for that. And I was like insanely like immature for my age. I did not grow up, basically. I was a child, In some other ways, I really do need to work on myself, but this is just one of them. This is more like a ranting video. So if you have gotten this far, thank you for listening. But listen, I would tear this up by showing the facts, by showing exactly what you need to know, because these are just two companies that are worth billions of dollars. And that's it. That's it. I'll find out. I'll do my little homework. I'll definitely just do a key search, knowing exactly what company makes what, and I can literally show you exactly how long the lines are. And it would be insane for Arizona, but that's true. And honestly, it's definitely one of those things that people don't know about. Consumerism. People go out and eat. People go out and buy video games. Not as high today, but when GTA 6 drops, that's where the real money begins. So, and yes, guys, video games, the people who make them, they make money. And that's why they want the biggest hype, but don't go for so long that the hype disappears. It's so weird. So don't do that. It's terrible business. It's terrible way to make money. And then when you don't meet that